Ever wonder what truly separates the good from the great? I mean, what makes someone a real master of their craft? Today, we're going to dive into Dennis Farhad's work on symbol mastery, and it suggests that the secret isn't just in our heads. It's literally written all over our bodies. Let's get into it. So let's just kick things off with this question. You see someone who is just off the charts brilliant at what they do. Is all of that just happening between their ears? We're so often told it's a mental game, but what if that's not even half the story? All right, so usually when we try to explain mastery, we throw around these big familiar words, right? Biological, psychological, philosophical. But what if, and this is the whole point of our explainer today, what if that view is fundamentally missing something? It's like trying to understand a car by only looking at the paint job and the seats, while completely ignoring the engine and the computer that runs it.
Okay, so let's get to that first missing piece. And it's not some abstract concept, it's the body itself. We're getting into the physiological dimension, where the proof of mastery is literally written in our muscles. This whole idea hinges on a fascinating concept called embodied cognition. Basically, it says that your mind isn't just locked away in your skull. Your entire body is part of the thinking process. You don't just think with your brain, you think through your body. And for symbol mastery, this isn't just a cool theory, it's a physical reality you can actually see.
And get this, the source material is super clear. It calls this a literal physiological manifestation. We are not talking about a figure of speech. This is something real, something physical that you can point to, a tangible signature of an incredible mental state.
So what is this signature? Well, it actually has a name, the stress diamond. It's this very specific, predictable pattern of muscle tension that shows up right around the temple and the trapezius muscles. Now, this isn't your everyday, I'm stressed out kind of tension. No, this is the smoking gun, the actual visible evidence of embodied cognition in action.
So when you hear stress diamond, don't think weakness, think strength. In this case, it's a sign of the brain's predictive systems working in absolute overdrive. It's a state they call somatosensory vigilance. You could almost picture it as a biological force field, a physical shield the brain puts up because it's anticipating what's coming next with stunning accuracy. And what is this force field protecting? Well, the sources call it the temple. And this is just brilliant because it works on two levels. Literally, sure, it's guarding the physical side of the head, but metaphorically, it's protecting something way deeper. It's guarding the very core of the self, that sacred cognitive and emotional center. So we have this incredible physical response, but what's driving it? What's the engine making all this happen? Well, that brings us to our second missing piece, the powerful computational code running under the hood. Yep, we're talking about the mathematical dimension. Now, to really get this, the sources give us this awesome analogy. Think about the super advanced anomaly detection systems in an airplane, the ones constantly scanning for the tiniest thing that's out of place to prevent a disaster. Well, in a state of mastery, that's your brain. And here's the kicker. It's using the same fundamental mathematical principles to pull it off. At the heart of all this is a computational theory called predictive coding. The idea is your brain isn't a passive sponge just soaking up information. It's an active prediction machine. It's constantly generating models, guessing, okay, this is what's going to happen next, and then checking to see if it was right. So what's mastery then? It's getting unbelievably good at minimizing that prediction error. Okay, that's a powerful theory, but how do we know the brain is actually doing that? That's where representational similarity analysis, or RSA, comes in. It's this brilliant mathematical tool that lets scientists compare the real, messy patterns of activity happening inside a brain with the clean patterns predicted by their computer models. It's the bridge that connects the biological theory to the mathematical proof. And what RSA confirms is a total game changer. It shows that the brain's sensory processing isn't just random chaos. It's a highly structured hierarchy. It proves that what we observe in our biology has this rigorous, quantitative, mathematical foundation. It's not just a feeling, it's pure calculation.
Okay, we've found our two missing pieces, the physical evidence from the body and the mathematical code from computational science. So now, let's put it all together and see the complete, validated picture of symbol mastery.
So let's just recap the journey. We started with the standard view, biological, psychological, philosophical, but we saw it was incomplete. Then we added the body, giving us observable physiological evidence. After that, we added the code, which gave us the validated mathematical mechanics. And all of that brings us to the final stop, a complete, coherent framework for mastery.
And it really all boils down to this. To truly understand mastery, you need both. The physiology gives us the tangible proof we can see and feel. That's the what. The math provides the validated computational engine that explains how the brain does it. That's the how. You simply can't have one without the other to get the full story. And when you bring these two missing dimensions together, the body and the code, the entire concept just clicks into place. It becomes scientifically grounded. It's no longer just some abstract philosophy. It's what the sources call a coherent biological symbol mastery.
Which leaves us with a final, pretty powerful question to think about. If our understanding of this one skill was so incomplete, what other incredible human abilities are we totally underestimating, simply because we've been ignoring this profound connection between our bodies and the code that runs them? Thanks for diving into this with me.